If you want more sales right now, then making more sales calls is probably the quickest and most effective ways of doing it.
At some point, you will have to make a call to a potential customer, whether it's in a follow-up from a proposal that you've sent them, or whether it's they've found you online and they're just giving you a call out of the blue. Either way, you need to be prepared.
Now, you can't avoid it forever, but yet many of us nice and shy types often put this off, and we think it's holding a lot of people back from making more sales.
So if you've ever been that person that puts off making the sales calls, or if you've been in the situation where you're on the phone and you just end up giving them loads and loads of great advice on the phone and then they don't sign up at the end because you've just been giving them loads and loads of advice and you spent like an hour on the phone and it's a complete waste of time. Breathe. Then you need to watch this video because we're going to give you some tips to help you boost your confidence to make those calls and some skills to help you close those calls.
Sounds amazing, Pete. Guys, let's do this. As a caveat, this video isn't about cold calling or doing high pressure sales. This video is for nice people who want to offer a genuine service that they actually believe in, but are just a little bit shy and nervous on the phone.
So the first thing you need to know, leading on from that, is that your sales calls are going to be 100 times more effective if you've already pre-qualified the prospect.
That's an A&P actual fact. This could mean that they already know the price, you may have sent them a proposal before you actually got on the call, or you may have just been chatting with them on social media about it.
This is pre-qualifying them to make sure that you're not wasting your time or their time. You need to know if they're a good fit for this, and if they're pre-qualified, if they're actually interested in what you have to offer.
From a confidence point of view too, it's not like you're cold calling them or harassing them. So you instantly feel more at ease knowing that this person is actually interested in speaking to you. And a great way to do this is to actually have a price guide on your website. We've got a video all about that over there.
So step one, once you're on the phone, is to actually get to know your prospect a little bit better. You cannot sell to someone effectively if you do not know what drives them, what they want, and what the obstacles are that are getting in their way. So find that out, and if your product or service fits perfectly, then awesome, you're halfway there to getting the sale.
So start by asking questions like, tell me where you are right now and where do you want to get to? Or what's the outcome that you would like?
At this point, it's crucial not to fall into the trap that most people make, which is to try and help them there and then. For example, let's do some roleplay here with Andrew.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yes. Right, imagine I was trying to sell Atomic or membership to Andrew, and he said,
So, Pete, I'm just really struggling right now to sell... Sorry, one more time.
And he said,
So, Pete, I'm really struggling right now to build my email list. I'm not breaking character.
Sounded like you had other issues, not just...
My pants are too tight.
Exactly. So rather than saying, why is that, Andrew? Why are you struggling to build your list? Let's talk about that right now. Maybe you could try XYZ. Wouldn't that help? Let's brainstorm right now.
I don't do that, we're saying, because that's playing the role of the nice person, and you're falling into the trap of just giving advice and not actually getting that sale.
But instead, what I would do is validate them. So I would say, hey, Andrew, I realized that actually growing an email list is super important. And earlier on in the conversation, you said that you really wanted to scale your business and offer scalable products. And the only way to do that is to have an email list. So actually on Atomic, we've got whole courses dedicated just to growing your email list. Did you know that?
Really good acting. Not quite as good as me, but it was okay.
Yeah, I wasn't constipated like you, but do you see the difference? All of a sudden, we're back into sales mode conversation and not consultation mode conversation. So don't fall into this trap of just trying to be the nice guy and help them out, because we know you're nice and that's a really lovely thing to do, but it's not going to get you that sale.
Now, step 2, after hearing all about them, is to politely ask if you can now talk about your product or service. A great question for this could be something like, so, would you like me to tell you a little bit about how we can help with all of that? And at this point, tell them about how awesome you are. Tell them all about your features, your benefits, your client success stories, any case studies, all that kind of stuff. And where possible, relating it back to what they've told you that their problems are, which you've already found out in step 1.
At this point, they'll either be like,
sounds awesome, sign me up.
or
Sounds Great. But...
So before we go into how to close the sale, let's talk about how to handle those objections. Step 3, this is where you win or lose. 9 times out of 10 when you're on the phone to somebody, there's going to be some small objection or question that's just niggling in the back of the mind before they're going to sign on their dotted line.
At this point, it's really good to be prepared. So before you go on to the sales call, write down all the objections that you get most frequently and have answers prepared for them. And as you answer each objection confidently, you get closer to the sale and you should be able to tell if they're sounding happier on the phone.
And at this point, you can simply ask, is there anything else holding you back?
I don't know why you pulled that pause.
And if there is, then just keep going. Keep handling those objections until they are 100% satisfied. And at that point, you can just ask, great, well, when would you like to start?
And now you've reached step 4, the close.
The worst thing you can possibly end a sales call with, and even worse than getting an actual no, even worse than that is I'll think about it and get back to you. No! Newsflash, they won't. They won't ever get back to you.
So you need to get them to agree on the next steps and get them doing that next step whilst they're on the phone, even if that is booking in another sales call. Or if it's all gone well, the next step could be agreeing to the first invoice being sent. It could be booking in the first session or even taking payment or a deposit or something like that whilst you're on the phone.
Ultimately, having the ability to sell your services confidently will determine your level of success, whether it's on the phone or not. If selling your services and being confident and proactive about your sales is something that you struggle with, then you definitely need to go check out Payday on Atomic. It's going to help you not only with the skills, but also to give you that confidence at a deeper level to go ahead and sell your services and get those sales that you'd actually deserve. The link to that is in the description below, so go check it out and you could be making some more sales right now. And while you're down there, why not subscribe to our YouTube channel as well?
Really hope you found that useful, guys. To be honest, Pete does do most of our sales calls. So actually reading through some of those points that Pete made on that script, I actually picked up some stuff too.
You're welcome, buddy.
I'll pay you in full this month for your services.
You'll get a pay rise.
No, let's not get crazy. I've been Andrew.
I've been Pete.
See you next time, guys.